couple of Tigers injuries, and we did get an update within the last hour here from the Detroit Tigers. Detroit Tigers Major League medical update, March 21st. So this is current information. Outfielder Matt Vierling, right shoulder strain, initiated a hitting progression earlier this week and has been cleared to advance his shoulder strengthening exercises. He's also completing conditioning, defensive drills, and rehab daily. So it appears that Vierling with right shoulder strain is progressing. That's good news.
Yeah, those are all good things. They're calling it a strain. So they're not calling it a rotator cuff tear. There's no tear mentioned. They're being pretty detailed. And he's hitting, which is, it's the overhead work that really gets you with your shoulder. So it looks like they're preventing that from happening, and he's slowly progressing onto it. When you start talking about strengthening and resistance, that's usually, so if I say there's 4, like in my program, there's 4 phases. So initial phase to get you out of the pain, restore range of motion, and then they each overlap till you progress to resistant exercises in phase 4. So 2 and 3, you're kind of slowly going through the range, you're slowly going through your activities, you're starting light resistance, body resistance, to actual full resistant activity. So it sounds like he's probably in phase, out of my 4-phase program, he's probably in phase 3.
All right, now for Parker Meadows. This is one that we are curious about. Parker Meadows, right upper arm inflammation.
Uh-oh.
Now that is one, Doc, that we've heard and we believe there was a dead nerve there or something like that.
That's a fact.
But they call it right upper arm inflammation, completing conditioning, defensive drills, and rehab daily. Doesn't sound like much of an update there for that.
No, so upper arm, so probably most likely the shoulder to the elbow. So you're in the bicep, tricep area. We did hear something funny. It was a cutaneous nerve that was being disrupted or blocked or not responding. So what we do is we'll do the raking, we'll do the musculoskeletal manipulation of the area to try to free that up. It sounds like it's starting to respond, but they're still in that phase of we don't know if it's all going to come back. I don't think nobody's talking about atrophy of the muscle. Usually when you talk about nerves being blocked, you're starting to see atrophy of the muscle, not just from disuse. So like if you're casted for a while, the arm comes out of that cast, you got a lot of atrophy because of the disuse. And then there's the nerve pain also, which will cause the atrophy of it. Like me personally with my leg, I have a left leg issue, and when it happened, I lost all the muscle because of the nerve blockage in my buttocks and down the back of my leg.
Really?
That's what's going to happen with our guy, Hutchinson.
Well, Hutchinson's more because of the fracture, but his will come back quicker because he's not nerve involvement. It's atrophy because of disuse. So that way we see a better recovery. So he should look pretty symmetrical by the time season comes in with Hutchinson. So big difference versus the nerve.
Yeah, let me ask you about Alex Cobb. Tigers signed him, right-handed pitcher, in the offseason. He's been out pretty much all camp with right hip inflammation, scheduled to throw a bullpen session on Sunday. So that is something that looks like he is progressing. That's pretty good news too, right?
Yeah, I mean, when they're just saying inflammation, those are soft terms of irritation. We're not exactly sure when that inflammation is going to go down. I mean, inflammation means you take an anti-inflammatory, you should be good in 24 to 48 hours. They're minimizing it, and that's kind of where the secret sauce, some of the stuff we do, should be able to speed it up to laser therapy, certain therapies. And I think it's more about the function. Like when you say inflammation in the hips, like, oh, I've had my hip was sore. That's not it. It's that mechanics. It's the purity of the pitcher where everything has to be in tune. You have to be a fine-tuned machine going through it all. If he feels like I can't push off that hip, I don't have the power, that's switching it. Even though we can go through full range of motion, do what we call a hip compression, range it, he has all that. But when you start talking about the ligaments and the pounding of the muscle and the bone, that's still what's probably catching him. It's like, it just doesn't feel right. I'm a little bit off. So just to translate what hip inflammation is to us working and sitting here at the desk versus a guy who's got to depend on the pure mechanics of his body to get that 95, 96 mile an hour ball.
Hey Doc, I had to get the mic because I got to ask you about this. This is
I'm a little
this is
concerned.
a schlub injury. An injury that anybody can get. So I
Other
wait.
than Ryan's?
Yeah, no, it's worse than Ryan's.
Is it a
It's
paper
called
cut?
tennis elbow.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, now I just want to say, tennis elbow sounds like an
It's
easy
debilitating.
injury.
It's career-ending.
My arm is debilitated. I have no strength in my left arm anymore. I have pain when I'm laying down in bed. It wakes me up, and it's starting to go to my right elbow now. And I believe I got it from holding my damn iPhone, which is big, like this constantly, and I do most of my work on it. And now, since this arm is hurting, I'm using my right arm. So I'm feeling that this elbow is starting to go. And it's terrible. I'm going to PT, physical therapy, but it doesn't seem to be working for me. I don't know what I can do to make this strong, and I know I got to probably just come and see you.
Yeah, I mean, you've waited too long. It reminds me of Joey Koser when he had
Joey.
some forearm pain, and it was on his right, and he just started playing because he was playing racquetball, and he wouldn't give up, and he made it so it was painful to the point he slept, and then he started playing with the left. So he came in when his left was like 75% bad. So I'm like, it would have been nice to come, 6 months ago.
Of course.
So it's the same thing. You're allowing, for the viewers or listeners, that's exactly a great example of what you shouldn't be doing. It's a 2-week rule, okay? So if you're having the discomfort for longer than 2 weeks and it's progressing upward, that's an automatic visit to the doc.
So the 3-month wait that I had to even think about
too
it
long.
was too long?
We can't accuse you of being doing the right thing.
Health conscious? Yeah, I get it.
No, but bottom line is that's more serious. The therapist is going to be under the gun. You have to do the laser. You have to have the special sauce. You probably need an injection at that level because if you're doing therapy and you're highly inflamed, so I tell a lot of my patients, when you're so far inflamed, you're going to therapy and you're upset because the therapist isn't, makes it feel better for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it comes back. You're
It's
just
not their
like, think
fault.
of like a big cluster
Yeah.
and it's all hot and inflamed and they go and massage it for a few minutes. It'll spring back. So
Yes.
like your tendons are like in spasm. So they'll open it up like that, feels good, but it's going to snap closed. You got to maintain it 24/7 till it pops open.
I even hold the steering wheel down underneath now.
So
and
that's
I don't
really
even
bad.
make I don't
You've
even make
known
a
me
fist.
this whole time.
I don't make a fist. I'm just going like this. I mean, it
We got to
hurts.
look. These are occupational hazards.
Yes.
For you.
See, you didn't know I had a dangerous job.
So now when you do that, do you guys get together? Like, will you get together and do a checkup, see what the
Yeah,
hell
I'm
is
going.
going
I'm going
on?
for the special sauce. I am. No
I
question.
mean, this is good stuff because this is everyday stuff of
Yep.
the
I
knowledge
got Blue
base.
Cross.
Blue Cross
You got to
Blue
find
Shield.
me.
Yes.
All right, fine. We'll take a look.
You fit me
No, either way. I mean,
Corn
you're a
roll.
diagnosis from the door. You're not hard. But the thing is that you perpetuate it.
Pause.
You get to a chronic. You get crystallization
Jesus
into the tendon. It gets consistently worse. So you
No
need,
kidding.
He's flaccid.
No kidding. No, I can still perform.
I wasn't talking
No,
about
okay.
Hey, Doc, what do you do for a bad tailbone?
I like these Friday shows. They're very off color.
Doc, what do you do for
Forget
a,
his tailbone.
do
Worry
you-
about my elbow.
what do you do for a bad
See
tailbone?
Steph's tailbone?
I know. I felt bad for him, man.
Yeah, that was bad.
Oh.
I mean, Ryan's more important than stuff.
No, I was telling Matt. I was talking
That's
to
my
Matt.
guy.
So basically, the biggest thing with tailbones, it's hard to break them, but it's very easy to bruise them. So you probably have a bruise. The problem, if you want to give the viewers a quick update.
So I was on a bar stool with a back to it. It was a high bar stool, higher than normal. I'm resetting the TV on my wall, and I step off of the chair. But instead of hitting the floor, I hit
Yeah.
the top of my
Sure.
Chair.
Back.
And your
butt,
tailbone. Yeah.
right on my tailbone. I landed all my weight, and I had momentum going down when I
You were
stepped
almost
off.
jumping down.
Yeah, almost jumping
Yeah.
down.
Assaulted.
And I was caught right on the corner. All of
You're lucky it
my
was your tailbone.
all of my energy, yeah, right. All of my weight
lucky you
right
didn't
on
face
the
the other
corner
way.
of my
You gotta file a
tailbone.
police
I
report.
felt a pain like I'd never felt before. And this is about a week old now. and I can walk, I can go down, but I have a really
Pause.
hard time going from sitting to standing.
Yeah, so that's a classic. What happens is the pelvis, the tailbone, fits into the pelvis. So it's all like a cylinder, right? So that cylinder all has slight movements, so it can bend forward, rotate, do all that. When that tailbone gets disrupted or locked in, it's going to send a shooting pain there, and then your pelvis and your hips feel like it's locked up and you don't have that movement anymore.
Knee rotation.
So when you go from a sit to stand, you're not having, like, there's movements of the pelvis. Like people talk about the SI joint, the sacroiliac joint. That's where your tailbone meets into the pelvis, and if that's locked up or twisted, you're going to have different mechanics and different muscles and ligaments firing when you're changing positions. The good news is that you're able to sit. Typically, you should be able. That's where those little donut hole cushions come in for you to sit on. But yeah, I mean, right now you need to reestablish your pelvic motion.
How do I do that?
You need my pillow, the one I sit on.
Yeah, I
You
actually
need
just
that.
ordered a donut pillow today.
Yeah, so the donut pillow helps for comfort, but it doesn't fix it. So you need to make sure.
How do
you
I
need
fix
to have
it?
somebody come and look at you and make sure mobilization. Not that I push chiropractors. There's nothing against a chiropractor, but that's a lot of stuff that chiropractors will. We call it mechanical back issues.
My chiropractor's out to the 30th.
My guy just left too. He's going to
Jeez,
Florida.
everybody's got a chiropractor. Nobody's got a Dr. Pierce. Everybody's got a chiropractor.
Hey Doc, if you were on the east side by me, I'd be living at your office.
We won't be moving to the east
I
side.
didn't think so.
Bray, get us out of here, man.
Right.
Yeah, you know, it's funny.
Did we
you
get
guys-
anything done today?
Yeah, we did. You guys got me over here talking
did good.
to my guy Ben over at robotics therapy, man. I'm about to get this adjusted. Old man stuff. No, appreciate you guys all week. Look, it's been a hell of a week, man. I see you guys jumping into the chat, and that's what we appreciate. March Madness pulled you guys in. We appreciate it. We'll keep you here. It is our job. Great week out of Ryan Ermanni, Tom Mazaway, Peace 5A, and my man Ricky Burns, and then Doc. Always good to see you, man. I love these Fridays. Get to see you.
Yeah.
Get to start Friday off the right way when we get to see Doc. We all need to see him outside of work.
Yeah,
too,
right.
It appears.
Looking for the upset tonight.
Upset tonight. Look,
What
man,
upset?
At the end of
He
the
thinks
day,
Michigan State's going to lose.
Stir
No!
in the pot.
Oh
Stir
my
in the
I'll
pot.
let Ryan start the pot.
MSU,
Show's
go
over. We'll see you
green.
guys next week. Have a hell of a weekend. Go to church.
Go, guys. Go green.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on Expert Sports Injury Insight with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and Thursdays during Ermanni and Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that I trust. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.